Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you for choosing to be here today and sharing this experience. It's a bit of a hot night there. Usually you can't hear me. Electronic devices are giving me a real fit. One doesn't work, one works too well. I'm Reverend Steve Adkins. I'm the pastor of the People's Church of Divine Prophecy. A couple of quick housekeeping rules here. Please silence your cell phones unless you're law enforcement or medical personnel. The restrooms are down the hall, quick right, quick left. Use them at any time. There's drinks in the fridge, food on the table, and today is our potluck lunch, so please hang around for that. Looks like there's plenty of food back there. I would like to ask Jean to light the candles.
The big job.
I know it.
This?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's,
Wasn't being
it's
sick.
child-proof slash adult-proof. Get the spirit going there. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the first time. Dear Father God, we give thanks for this time here today to gather in the spirit of light, hope, and love. May we all feel your presence on a personal level. May we all feel your presence as a group. And may we share this with each other today, individually and as a group. I really feel a lot of joy when I come here on Sunday mornings. It kind of charges me for the rest of the week. I'm pretty much in a business atmosphere through the rest of the week, dealing with life on life's terms a lot of the time. This is what they call a reading by the pastor, where I try to put something in my past week in a spiritual perspective. It gave me a bit of a challenge. I guess what came to me the most in my meditations through the week was something I talked briefly about last week in my lecture was forgiveness. And I would like to just make a little comment about your past. And it doesn't matter if it was something you did yesterday or something you did 10 years ago. You shouldn't be bound by it. You shouldn't forget it, but you shouldn't be bound by it either. We all are momentarily affected by the things that we do, by retrospection, and sometimes we feel a tremendous amount of guilt on this retrospection. I should have acted better, I should have done this differently. But the fact of the matter is that only spiritual people can look in arrears like that. Only good people can look in arrears and ask themselves those questions. So rather than feeling bad about what you did, you should feel good about the fact that you're able to look back and do that self-assessment, not make justifications for it, and see it truly how you want to see it. I guess that's one of my hardest times when I decided to really change my path, was to be able to get by the things that I had done to other people and the things that I had felt they had done to me. So I would just like to give you that little bit of thought. That's a spiritualist philosophy, is don't forget the past, but don't be bound by it either. Don't let those conclusions or those things that you feel didn't come up to the mark bind you to those situations. Allow yourself the grace to move by it. Know that God never judged you, never condemned you for it, so why should you do that to yourself? The human side of us makes us want to do that. The human side of us makes us want to be bound to the place. The spiritual side wants to progress, and there's no forward motion without friction, physically or spiritually. So just take those as an indication of positivity when things aren't quite going as smooth as they should. It means you're creating change, you're bringing in new ideas.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Find a comfortable position to sit so we can start the meditation. Feet straight on the ground, palms up in your laps. Close your eyes. Taking a few deep breaths. Through your nose, inhale. And exhale. Breathe as deep as you can. Inhale. And exhale. With each breath, try to go deeper and deeper within. Allow your breath to move freely inside your body. Just turn your focus and your awareness within. Find that peaceful presence that is within. Feels very quiet, calm, and soothing. Connect with this peaceful presence that is within. As you connect, repeat to yourself quietly, I am at peace within and with my surroundings. I am at peace within and with my surroundings. Do it a few more times until you feel the peaceful sensations filling your body, your mind, your spirit. Breathe in and breathe out. And sustain in this peaceful state of your consciousness. There are no thoughts, no worries. Just being your breath. Feeling the peacefulness. Now slowly bring your awareness to your heart chakra in the center of your chest. Connect with your heart chakra while you are breathing peacefully. Feel your heart breathing with you. With each inhale and exhale, feel your heart expanding and contracting. Go deep within your heart to the core of your heart. And become aware of the love that is in the core of your heart. This is the presence of God in your heart. Connect to this presence. Love is your essence. And that essence is God. Breathe in and out and embrace this love. Allow God to be in charge of your heart, of your life, of your soul, your spirit. Allow God to be in charge of your existence while you are here on earth in your physical body, as in the spirit world. Surrender to God and allow God's will to be in charge of your thoughts, your actions, your interactions with others. Allow God to be in charge. Now feel God's unconditional love in your heart, growing bigger and bigger. Taking a deep breath and feel this energy of God's love bubbling out of your heart. Feeling your entire surrounding from within and without. Feel the warmth and the gentleness that has embraced you. It's very comforting and healing. Feel the energy of love from your heart reaching to the person next to you. See this love energy growing bigger and bigger, filling this entire room. Beautiful pink color energy that is carrying God's unconditional love. See this energy extending outside this room. Reaching up high all the way to the universe. See the energy coming back down. Envision the earth in front of you. See this love energy filling the entire earth, Mother Earth, touching the humanity's heart everywhere. And feel the connection of this love energy coming back to your heart. Creating the sacred geometry of a triangle that is connecting your heart to the universal heart and to the hearts of humanity. Feel the oneness of your consciousness. Feel the universal love. You should become one within. Within the entire universe and the earth and the people. See the beautiful triangle. As you start slowly coming back to your heart, remain connected in your consciousness. We are all one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we all live in harmony and love, because we are one. We are one. Let this vision and the vibrations integrate deep into your consciousness. As you start coming back to your physical body, become aware of your physical senses, of your heart, and be the love that you are.
Next portion is the inspirational lecture. Today's lecture is going to be Dr. James Thomas. He's founder of the I Am organization. He has experience that spans over 40 years of healing and mediumship and a teacher of metaphysics. He started as a chiropractor in California in 1960, was it?
Yep.
And he used to do a lot of very famous people out there, and then he moved to Florida after he started the IAM organization in California. That's its home. It's one of the first metaphysical organizations in the United States, so he has quite a bit of experience. He was one of my first teachers 1 or 2 years ago, and we've known each other ever since. Started off in a little church on the backside of Sanford, an old Baptist church, working together. Kind of keep bumping into each other over the years until now we're a chapter of his organization, this church is. Please welcome Dr. James Thomas.
I'm supposed to push this thing until the red light comes on. Green light. Green light.
right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Giving honor to your pastor. And I got to thank Steve. In 1981, was founded through St. Germain, one of the Ascended Masters. And what we had in California was a prototype of all metaphysical people and metaphysical organizations. We had a church called Church of Divine Knowledge. We had a center that had 5 classes going a night every week. And my hope thing was that we would have many, many churches in California. It was a prototype. The center was a prototype. And in so doing, moving here and leaving California and everything, for 15 years or more, I let everything go. Still had our organization, our parent organization. And when Steve decided, I think somebody upstairs in the right manner hit Steve over the head, and I hope it was St. Germain or one of the great masters, and says, you better go and talk to Dr. T about getting a charter. So he formed this little group, 3 people, and it has manifested into this. And looking out over everyone, I have never seen so many brilliant lights, so many people who have found in their heart a place to come and worship without dogma. I'm not asking you to get down on your knees. I'm not asking you to pray to God. We're not asking you to do anything. Believe in yourself. Believe in your own self. And only show unconditional love. Does everybody know what unconditional love is? No judgment. Love everybody. It makes no difference. You know, we've all had rough times. We've all had somebody that has, we've loaned money to. I've got lots of money. If I went back to California and collected all the money I have loaned out over my past 50, 60 years, I would be a multimillionaire today. That's okay. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is it off or on?
It's all.
Okay. Steve said if I don't have it, then he can't pick me up on the machine over there. But anyways, you have to let go and let God. When we let go and allow that energy to flow through us 24/7, then who are we? Everybody, take a deep breath through your nose. You are automatically God here right now. Every breath you take, every moment that you're in this physical body, you are manifested in His image. Anybody feel that they're not God? Thank God. Because we create everything, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. If somebody borrowed $100,000 from me and never paid me back, do I have anything to hold against that person? No. I have to go on and say, it's not my karma, it's your karma. I did not create it. You created it. And it's a very hard thing to do when we have to let go of certain things, especially exes. That is one of the hardest things to do and cut the cords between you and the other half. You know, especially when they henpeck you and say you're no good and say this. It happened in my life. I had family members say you're crazy going to school to become a doctor. But by God, when I graduated and everything else, then everybody wanted an adjustment.
Attitude adjustment.
So, you know, I said, okay. So I said, but you have to come to California to get your adjustment. That kept them all up north. But I have to thank Steve for this 1,000 times. I have put out the thought and that I would like to have, before I make my transition, another 2 or 3 centers or churches underneath International Association of Metaphysics. It carries with it the highest rate of vibration of all the Ascended Masters. And if you don't know who the Ascended Masters are, go on the computer and look up Ascended Masters. There's a lot of them. And who you gravitate to, it makes no difference. It could be Jesus, Mother Mary, Saint Germain, Katumi, Kuan Yin, any one of the 1,000 masters. They're all out there. They're all helping us through our daily life. They're here to help us go through the flow of this incarnation. The biggest thing that we were sent here in this incarnation for, I would say, except for the little one, and a couple ones that are still in their 30s.
Well, thank you.
Poor thing, I think they're lucky. When they're in their 30s, they're indigo children and that, and they've got all this here gift to bring to Mother Earth. But we all have a purpose. We all have something to do. And in so doing, pardon me, which one's mine? Oh, the black? The cup?
Yep.
Thank you. I know who's behind me and who's trying to come through, but I won't let them. Each day that we're on this earth plane, and how many realize that we get bogged down? Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And we hit those steps. But each one of those steps is a learning point for each one of us. Especially that most of us, a couple of you here in the room I can see that have gone past it, have risen up through this energy here. The seat of the emotions. We're here to overcome the emotions, the emotional body, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. It's all right to get emotional, but you don't have to carry those emotionals from today when you've lost somebody, a parent, a sister, a loved one, and carry that emotion all the way on for the next 5 years or 10 years. And people do, and they're bogged down. And then they want to know why nothing happens, why we can't get above something. I gotta say one thing about, I started a new class the other day. It is how to learn to control your own pH. And in so doing, testing everyone, everybody was acid. We also gave each one that came to the class a foot bath. See, I gotta find a good dark shirt. It wasn't quite black, but it was almost the darkest brown that you've ever seen in your entire life. The toxins that came out of these people. And it's teaching people how to control their own health. How to help them through the gateways to keep their own self alkaline. Because disease only works in an alkaline, does not work in an alkaline body. Whenever you have a cold, your body is totally acid. When you have cancer, your body is totally acid. Any disease that you have, your body is acid. God gave us these tools to work with. And it's in learning these tools, going on the computer, and looking up what foods are alkaline and what foods are acid, and then start today. Start making a change in your systems to be a vibrant soul. Because you're all lights, you're all God's children, you're all lights of being. How many of you wake up in the morning and say, I love myself unconditionally? Huh? I got 1, 2, 3. Oh, you hug yourself. Come on. You haven't started doing it yet? A little bit. 2 of my hardest people. No, but you could see what they write a paper, by God. They give me 2 or 3 pages long, you know, on their homework. So that takes up from that. But wake up in the morning. I learned this way back when I knew nothing about the Ascended Masters, knew nothing what I was doing. Dumb. You know how dumb and dumber are? Well, I was dumb. A friend of mine who worked for Forest Lawn Cemetery. And every night he would stop at my house for dinner. Usually had a body in the downstairs in the thing, in the trunk, you know, in the van. So he would take me to this very, very wealthy woman. Her husband was the owner of Ralph's grocery stores all over Florida and northern Florida. And they had a big table, and this woman would sit there and have a stone or have something in her hand and kept going around like that. And this was in 1964. Knew nothing. And she sat there and she channeled from the hierarchy. Never knew it at that particular time. And the first thing one night she says, nobody's loving themselves, came through. And she says, I want you to do one thing, the master said. I want you to wake up every morning and say, touch yourself. I love my body. I love myself. Touch it all over. Wake up, this lovely body. Wake up, and give thanks for being here. Because that puts you in the motion of everything. And as we grow spiritually and as the doors open up unto you, then you begin to realize about your energy. And this body absorbs all the ethers, all the energy that keeps us alive, except for food. I just met, I'll meet him this week, a 24-year-old man who has been living in the Himalayas for 7 years on nothing but the ethers. And his mother told him that she wasn't going to support him anymore. He had to come back and find out what life was really like. So she got him a job on an organic farm. He says, I can't wait to get back to the Himalayas and go back up to my retreat and just be, and send out love to Mother Earth. Here's a 20-year-old kid working for Mother Earth and living off the ethers. He's got a healthy body. He works out. But he's living on our energy centers. Do you know that you draw in energy through every one of your centers in your body? How many know that? Raise your hand. You haven't taught them how to do it yet. It's all right? You're going to teach them today? Okay. Because the energy flows. And by meditation, by whatever you do, just sitting, being still. Thank God for my two lovely ladies here in the front, because she had given me a book and also another thing, because I had asked her about something, and one of the speakers this month here is Reverend Robert Johnstone. And he belongs to the ARE. And he says, why don't you talk about, and Ashkhen has talked about, the Lord's Prayer. And I got to congratulate Ashkhen for writing her first book and being out there now through the press on prayer. So, but the Lord's Prayer works on every energy center. So by saying the Our Fathers, you gradually open up every one of your energy centers. And when you do, be surprised that day that you first wake up and say the Lord's Prayer. Just try it before I have to speak here again next month on the 1st. You know why I like the 1st? It's not like that. And for one reason, Steve does not like chicken. So no, please never bake any chicken for Steve. So I always make this big macaroni salad so he always has some left to take home. All right? But he has to have it out of tuna. He does not like chicken. So as soon as I found that out, then I always make an extra big thing of it. So, love yourself. Say the Lord's Prayer. Send out love to everyone that you come in contact with. You might not love your neighbor or like your neighbor, but what does it say? Love your neighbor as thyself. So the more love you send out to Mother Earth, I got to bring in one thing that I'm getting in this ear here. You know, we had Syria. And how many people marched or said a lot of prayers that we don't go to war with Syria? How many concentrated on Syria and says, okay, we will not go to war, we will not go to war? The people that demonstrated. You know, Obama was wishy-washy like this. And all of a sudden he got the word. And all of a sudden, everything reversed. And it was the people marching, it was the people who were praying for our own United States, because we have one of the greatest masters watching over us. We have Jesus and we have Saint Germain. And these two people, I have a very big thing, and in the different churches that people concentrated on no war for the United States. And it's all you people that helped. And I gotta congratulate you for putting forth the effort in prayer, in love, and everything you do to make this a better world to live in. Thank you, and God bless you.